Good morning. I had to click that got it so all the stuff gets out of the way. It looks like there are a few of us on this call, and that's awesome. Um, Ow, Cade just stuck me in the eye. No, I'm just teasing. Um, Guys, I wanted to welcome you to this call. Cameron is taking some well-deserved time off, or maybe not as well-deserved, but he's just taking some time off, and he asked me to cover for him today. And so what I wanted to do is, first thing, turn off my camera because I'm going to be shifting over to my main screen, and it'll look like you'll be looking into my ear if I left it on there. So let me do this. I'm going to go to this screen over here and share it. Let's make it bigger. Okay, do you guys see my Zoom screen? Is that what's there?
Yep.
Somebody say yes.
Yeah. I
All
see
right,
it.
Yeah.
very good. So what I wanted to do is wanted to talk about Utah County. So I'm going to just throw on a quick slideshow. And if you weren't paying too much attention, every morning, and this is kind of what I'm going to call it my thought for the day, you should know something about your market. Funny thing about real estate, in fact, I'll put myself back on for a minute. Something funny about real estate is they will let you, this is one of the career paths where people actually would be willing to talk to you about it, even if they're not interested in buying or selling or getting rich by investing in real estate. What I found, as soon as somebody finds out that you're in real estate, they go, "Oh, what's going on in the market?" Or, "What do you think my house is worth?" And I'm going, "Oh, when are you moving?" All of that. It gives you opportunities to have conversations. Um, if you changed career paths and said, "Oh, I sell life insurance," and I used to, so that's why I use that one, or I sell retirement plans, securities, and all that. Hmm, People might be willing to talk with you. I have a brother who sells Medicare supplements. Well, that's exciting. First of all, you have to be old. I'm kidding. I'm almost there, um, to want Medicare. But as soon as you mention real estate, people start asking you questions. They engage you in conversation. Other career paths, yeah, I'm a plumber. I'm a physician. Stay away from me. I don't want to talk to you. Um, they want to be your friend, but they don't necessarily want to see you in a professional way. There are fewer that have that negative a viewpoint on real estate, especially when they want to talk about it. So I'm going to turn off my camera. Let's go back to in here. Every morning, I look up three pieces of information. And so this is just for Utah County. And so I go to what are the active listings in Utah County. This morning, there were 2,480 listings in Utah County. That's the first piece of information. This you do on a full search. It's really easy. The second thing is I look up how many under contract properties are there. In that, I include those that are looking for back. They say we're under contract, but we're accepting backup offers or looking for backup offers. And so under contract, we have 1,362. And then the last piece of information I want to know is how many sold in the last 30 days. And so as of this morning, 768 properties sold in Utah County addresses sold across the MLS, which gives us a monthly inventory of 3.14. Now, this number here, the 3.14, that one's generated automatically because I take the 2480 divided by 768, and that's where I get the 3.14. Any questions on that? Pretty simple math. I look up three different things. Once a month, I look up additional information. I had to go smaller font so you can see it all. Same information here, but on my spreadsheet, this stuff here is there. So my July, last month's days on market, the median list price last month in Utah County, the median sold price, dollar per foot, and the list to sold ratio, which is this number, this number divided by this number, or what percentage is this number into this number? Anyway, so it's actually this number divided by that number gives me the ratio. So people are still getting about 98% of what they're asking for their homes. Does that make sense? Would that be useful information to have at your fingertips every day?
Totally.
This is interactive, yeah. So I'm going to do this. This is what I've been doing, and see if I can make this bigger so you guys can see it. I've been doing this every day, well, 5 days a week when I'm not on vacation and when I decide to do it. I've been doing this every day since 2012 in Utah County, in August actually of 2012 is when I started it. So if we went all the way back, it would be August 10th, August 8th of 2012. There were 2,600 listings, kind of like today, but there were a whole lot more under contract, a whole lot more sold, I think. Let's go back. 2,400, 1,300 under contract, 768 sold. Going back, 483, so half the number sold, just about. About the same number, 1,300, 1,200 under contract, a few more listings. But we were going through we were coming out of a dark hole. Whoops. Coming back. So anyway, all I do is every day, I add this number to, I do how many total listings are, I just added that number, started doing that in 2019, the end of 2019. So I have about 4 years worth of data just to follow that. Well, the MLS decided to give us an easy button. Would you be interested in taking a peek at it?
That's what I was going to ask. That was my question.
Is
Can
there
you
an
show
easy
us how to
button?
find this?
Yeah. So first of all, here's how I found it. I did searches. Now, I'm going to go back to my scorecard here really fast. Along the bottom here, you'll see this is Utah County. I also started doing searches for Lehigh, Highland, Alpine. I lived in Lehigh, moved there in 2000, started real estate in 2002. And so I started keeping track of Lehigh, Highland, Alpine because that's really where I wanted to work. I'm delighted to move, to go down to Spanish Fork and Payson and Santaquin and sell properties, list properties, because that's still my valley. But if I don't have to drive down there, didn't want to. So I thought I'm going to keep track of and really specialize in North County because that's where I live. And we have a tendency to want to work closer to where we live. I will not say no to a listing in Salt Lake Valley. I have sold homes as far away as Logan. I've taken listings up in Hinckley, just south of Logan area. But I will in my perfect world, I'll stay in North County because I don't have to travel as far. It's a whole lot easier to show a listing instead of begging someone to go show it for me. So I pull up this total number of listings on the MLS. That's all counties that we have properties for. There's 2,408, 1,362, 768. You should have seen these numbers. All I do is I highlight the current day just so it keeps me on track. And then next time I will go in, unhighlight, and on Monday, I'll highlight a new day. I don't know if that makes sense. Now I'm just going to start, I'm ahead of myself now for Monday. But these are the same numbers here as you saw in my silly presentation over here. So anyway, I just look up these 4 numbers. This one comes up automatically. These ones I actually have to search it. So all I do is I jump into the MLS. I say, I'm just going to clear all the criteria. This is a residential full search. So when I do the full search, it's going to give me a ridiculous number because I haven't selected the status. Here's my status. We'll go with active. So it starts there. Total active, it's 10,950. That number has changed. Whoops, I'm sorry. that number has changed. This morning, two properties have sold, or two actives came down. So they're no longer active on the MLS. That means it may have gone under contract, and we finally got around to updating it. It's always a snapshot in time, always changing. So active, then all I did is I'm going to shrink this a little bit so that I can see it. Go down here, county. I scroll down, find Utah counties, selected it. And there's 2,406 listings in Utah County. Then to get my next number, I click the little X, I select backup, and under contract, these are properties that are currently pending. There's 1,363, that number didn't change. So those numbers that changed were probably obviously in a different county, or exactly two people, moved their properties out of active status. Anyway, and then finally to get solds for the last 30 days, I just select solds. Well, there's 8,315 sold in the last year, but I purposefully go back 30 days and there's 768. So it's a little clunky, and that's how I do it. So I'm going to say that's the hard way of doing it. I'm going to close this out. And then if you look over here at statistics, there's this magic thing here called Rapid Stats. Select Rapid Stats, it'll launch a new tab. Now you go, Dean, why does it say there's 11,176? That's about 1,000 more properties that are available. Why do you think there's more than what I found?
Land.
Nope. Because these are residential listings.
Okay.
There's a status over here. So let's go back to active listings. I'm going to say active. Get rid of the 30 days because that would limit things. And get rid of the county. So now it's everybody. And it's 10-9. And notice it's gone up one since we last did this. But what happened is in here, they also included active no-shows. Because they're active, but they're not available to show. And so I don't count those because that would screw up my numbers. At least it won't mess up my numbers, but I would rather say these are homes that are available to be looked at today. And so that's why. And so it's 11,165, where the dashboard here tells me it's 11,176. So we're off by 11. And that's because Rapid Stats doesn't do it in real time. I want to say they do their snapshots it's either every 15 minutes or every half hour, the stats will change. Does that make sense? But I wanted to show you really quickly how cool Rapid Stats can be. If I wanted to look at specific reports, now I do a report, Utah County Snapshot. It's an all-in-one statistical flyer. And then I also did one for Lehigh because I'm part of a group called Lehigh Link. And so if I were to run the Lehigh stats right now, it'll give me a really pretty report because it's running it. And it gives you something that you can actually take. Now I'm going to shrink my screen so that this fits. I can do a quick screen capture or an image capture of just this, and then I can post it on social media. It would say active listings are up 110%. In Lehigh, it says that there's 407 active listings. And I think it does the month previous. This is just July 2024. So I actually would go back to one to my Lehigh only. But look at my Lehigh stats. Days on market. Said there's 368. And I don't know. I'm just wanting to compare my stats to see what it gives me. And active listings in July was 407. So again, these active listings may be the active no-shows. Solds has 97, the median dollar per foot, months of supply, and the median days on market. And these are all based on July 2023 and 24. So when they say that it's up 62%, days on market is up from 23 to 24 and all of that, so here they have 407 and I have 368, and again, I'm betting it's because of the active no-shows. Does that make sense?
Yes, but can you show us again where you found that? That is a
How to
really
do
cool
this?
graphic.
You want to know this? Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna make this a little bigger so we can see it. In the
I
left
want to
margin,
know two questions. I'd love to know how you remind us how you found that, and how do we find the average days on market?
ah, that's a good one. So
I
one
love
thing
telling people
so
that
let's
number,
do
but
this.
it's hard
Come
to
back to
find.
this. Sorry to interrupt. So to
Nope.
find my days on market, I just did no. I did this on purpose. I did average instead of median. What's the difference between the two? This, I know this is not a stats class, but it's
Median
always,
is the middle number, right?
yeah,
If you put them
median,
all in order.
middle, average. So let's do this. If I was taking an average price for a house and there's a $30 million listing and there's an $80,000 mobile home, the average is going to be somewhere around $15 million, but it's not a really good way of of looking at, because two numbers is not a big enough supply. But with 368 average listings, if I took an average, again, a $30 million outlier, or I would say back in the day, a $10,000 or a $5,000 mobile home is going to really skew the numbers. Does that make sense? And so median says there's just as many homes above this price as there are below this price. And that's what a median number is. It's the middle number. You're correct. And so I use average days on market on purpose because that number is always going to be higher, or excuse me, usually will be higher than a median number. Does that make sense? So that's why if you look at my stats over here in the chart, it says the June mean means average days on market, but the median list, the median sales, median dollar per foot, and the median list to sales ratio, I want that to be a more accurate number. I purposefully wanted to have a higher number because I'll say, and let's pick on you, Kylie, because you're active with me and I appreciate it. Kylie, when would you like to move? I know you want to move to Happy Hollow. When is it you're hoping to be there?
Oh, as soon as possible, like in
Soon as
10
possible.
days.
Great. Then we need to list it today because the average days on market before we go under contract is nearly 2 months. So we need to get going right away. If it's critical that you're moving in 30 days, we may have to be extremely aggressive on our price. Because all the
So,
marketing in the world, do you see the story I'm telling? All I'm doing is using these
yeah.
statistics to do that. If I were to look up the median days on market, it's right now, it's about 35 to 38 days because the averages are high. I was a seller that was not in a hurry, and I lived in Lehigh, and I have my house that will close on Monday. Um, it was on the market for 145 days before it went under contract. Now, if I was in a hurry, what would I have to do really to get my house sold if I was in a hurry? Z,
Strategize.
what is that?
Strategize.
Yeah, strategy. But what's the strategy, really? There is no real estate problem the right price cannot fix, right? If I was in a major hurry, I'm going to have to be more aggressive on my price. I wasn't willing to be aggressive on my price. I was keeping my price right where it was. I only ended up with about 50,000 views on my home, but I didn't have, gobs and gobs of offers. And I got the offer that I wanted. And I still had to come off my price some, but I didn't give it away. There was a seller in my neighborhood. She listed it at 50,000 below my price, sold it in 2 weeks, and the net was at 612. I kept my price at 7, and it will close Monday at 665. So I kept $50,000, $53,000. Was it worth it for me to wait, 145 days? Yeah, because I didn't care. Does that make sense? So it depends on your seller's motivation and all that. I was talking to a guy about it yesterday, and he said, it must have driven your realtor crazy. And I said, yeah, it was me. And I said, and one of really drove crazy was my wife, on that situation. So let's go really quickly. I want to show you how to get these numbers, because I know that this is the thrill for everyone to go. So I'm going to go first into stats. I'm going to clear these out just so it doesn't affect the stats over here. I do the sales per month report every month on the first day of the month. So this is the one day that I take more than 10 minutes to run my stats. So I go sales per month. I'm going to go back to just do July's numbers to show you how I got it. And it's July of 2024, because I only go back 1 month because I don't care about that. And I look at average days on market. And
Are
I
you
just,
sharing your screen?
I
by
am.
chance?
We're not sharing.
I don't see it.
It is
I
shared.
think-
I can see
What is
it.
that?
Oh, I see it now. I had to click over.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
All right. So let's do this again. Went to stats, hover there, scrolled or went down to sales per month. Okay. I selected July, which was last month. Made the year this year, the current year. The only time it's not the current year is when you're in January. You're going to do December of last year. I know it's crazy. And then I selected average. They put you, the default is median, but I started average on purpose, and I'll show you why I do this. And then I'm going to choose Utah County. Just a secret, if you didn't know this already, if I get rid of counties and I select the number 5, it'll go to Utah County automatically. So I'm a keyboard guy. Anyway, so I went to Utah County, then I can view the results. And it gives you just a really simple one. All I care about is July's numbers. Utah's average days on market in the month of July was 40. Now I'm going to go back and modify my search. And I go to city here as well. And that's 509 as Lehigh. And look at my results. Did I do this right? It's just Lehigh. I did something wrong. Oh, there it is. It shows 53. So that's average. These are not good numbers to use though, because I want the median numbers for the only true numbers. Oh, I was wrong. I said 38. It's actually 39 days. But as these numbers are corrected, 564 and 547, they should match up really close. 564 and 547. I did it on the first of the month. What I'll tell you, the reason why my numbers are a little bit different is because there were people that were late to the game. That real estate agents at times may take 2 or 3 days before they upload their sales and update their listings that closed in July. So they may have done it by the 5th of August. But I've already taken my numbers. So at my snapshot in time, that's why my numbers are a little bit different than these numbers here. Does that kind of make sense? The 203.22, the dollars per foot, I was at 219.21. So there were a few more expensive homes that sold or that were reported after I had reported my numbers, because this median number went up by $5,000 and this one went up by $1,000. Anyway, does that help where I got those numbers? How I get days on market though? The median days on market or the average days on market?
Yes, I've been trying to
And
find
let's do
them.
this again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's see here. Average days on market went up to 53. My median days, 39. Okay, so let's jump into rapid stats again from statistics, I selected rapid stats. And then it launches another tab. And I'm with my Lehigh market. So what launches it? It goes to the dashboard. This is where you'll start. Okay. Overwhelming. So just think, what do I want to know? How did Dean get that particular report? Well, I want to see, these are scheduled reports. You can do map shapes. If you want to do a specific neighborhood, you could drill down and monitor a neighborhood. I'm not going to go into that right now. But I can go, here's a market summary. And here's a stats summary that we can look at. This is the whole market. But I'd rather go down to, I'm gonna pick on Utah County. So I'm gonna unselect everything, scroll down to Utah County. And again, you can pick an area. Let's just take the county as a whole. If I refresh the report, it'll give me that same report, the market stats for Utah County. And again, this can be a lot. And so is there a pretty report? I'm trying to remember what report I actually did to get that little one. So this is all dwelling types. If I wanted to look at just triplexes, duplexes, and fourplexes, you can save searches. And that's a beautiful thing. That's why you can save it to my reports. So let's see, square foot price range. I want to see. I can email the reports. There's different things you can do. I'm trying to remember how I did that report. Was that the sold listings report? Let me take a peek here. And are there different reports? Reports. I want to see, this is the Utah County snapshot, I called it, but it gives the same kind of a report. It's pretty and does all this, but it'll only give you the latest month between last year and this year. So last year, there was a 2-month supply. This year, there's a 3-month supply. But let's see, how do I get my reports? No. Residential markets, this is what it was. It's a stat infographic report. Okay, now that I do this is all listings. So this is the 10,787. Those are active. How many sold? These are really close to what I had. Days on market. I would rather have this be an average, but I can't change the report. So if you said, gee, Kylie, where do you live? Oh, Kylie had to jump off. Not a problem. Amy, you are in Provo, correct?
Correct, yeah.
All right, I'm going to pick on you then. I'm going to unselect. We're going to go to Utah County, and we're going to do a stats report for Provo. And I can spell, there it is. And we're excluding Provo Canyon. What I did is this report will refresh. It'll always go to last month. So it's just a really quick report that you can do every month. Say, hey, this is what's going on. All my peeps in Provo. Look at the median dollar per foot in Provo. It's a whole lot higher than Lehigh and American Fork. Well, American Fork's close to this. You'd be shocked. Anyway, is that kind of fun? Super easy. So I went to the market summary.
Okay.
This is a residential market infographic. And let's see how I got here. So it's the market summary. That's the infographic. I don't know what the local market is, so let's look at this. So these are going to be more what everybody else does. Most people want more of an infographic. So click on market summary. There's the infographic. Now they have rental infographics. Not as great. Now, I don't know these are just different reports. I haven't played at, not dealt deeply. Just fun stats. This is a pretty busy thing. New listings, pending sales, closed sales, days on market until the sale. I mean, you can go nuts with stats. For your clients, most of them are really going to go want a residential infographic. This is just happens to be Provo. Pick a city, pick a neighborhood. And again, let's have fun with a map shape. I'm going to create a new map shape. And I'm doing this blind. So I'm going to drag this here. I'm going to drill down into Lehigh. I'm going to pick my old neighborhood because it's classic and easy. This is Sky Ridge High School right here. This is Ivory Ridge neighborhood.
Mhm.
Here. And so I need to click the polygon. Now it'll let me draw the shape. So the neighborhood ends right about here. It's these townhomes. This is Ivory Ridge. Click. Officially, it goes from here. And it goes out to here. Actually, it doesn't. It goes to right here. And I'm going to drag, I think I can drag it. Yep. There. So this is Ivory Ridge. And I'm going to save this to my map shapes. I'm going to call it Ivory Ridge. And I just saved it. So now I have a map shape. Go back to my market summary. Let's do a residential infographic and show me my map shapes. And now I have to refresh the report. I only have Ivory Ridge. So you're going to get one infographic for Ivory Ridge. 4 active listings, 1 sold, there's 1 pending. And see my median days on market, I was on the market for 145 days. So not terrible, that's just what happened. And in July, 1 sold. So in a small neighborhood like that, which has maybe 200 or 300 homes, they don't sell a lot of homes in there. But there are 4 active listings. 2 or 3 of them are over $1 million. Mine was at 7. Anyway, it's just kind of fun. Any questions on that? I'm just showing this is the easy button to get stuff, get quick information. If you want to know what's going on, do your market summary or the market statistics, and you can pick it from there. If you don't care about it, I don't want to see just what's happening today. This is an easy visual way of looking. It looks like a lot of people were selling right at, over the last 24 months, we've been pretty flat. The median has been pretty flat, but the market, right now shows a little bit of a downward trend, which is seasonal on that. Any questions, guys? All right, now I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.